Hello, good morning everyone. We are at the Frontenac Club, which is in Kingston, Ontario for a very special event.
We're here with Subaru Canada and we are going to be getting to see their new 2022 Outback Wilderness vehicle, and we're super excited to get a sneak peek at what this vehicle has to offer. So we are bringing you guys along with us. We're going to show you all the bells and whistles that this car comes with.
If you are a person like us who love to get outside, this might be the perfect vehicle for you.
Let's go.
Hey Babs.
Good morning.
How's the Frontenac?
It was nice. Service was really great. Room was really great. But I'm definitely ready to go do the driving. On and off road driving. Let's go. Good morning. I think Andy already said good morning, but we are here. We're finally in our Subaru Outback Wilderness and we're about to head off for a 2-hour drive.
Into the wilderness. Sorry, I had to.
So I don't think we're gonna do too much talking right now. I think we're just gonna hit the road. Let's go. Gotta put your seatbelt on.
Oh, yes, that's true.
This is honestly so freaking exciting. We are so excited. All right, we've been driving for about 10 minutes or so. Andy, what is your initial impressions?
First of all, I am not driving a van anymore, so the brakes are super twitchy, meaning it's not super twitchy, it's very responsive. And the throttle is very responsive. There's plenty of power in the car to go up and down hill. I did not realize this, but I was going kind of above speed limit because I forgot. It is very nice to drive. It rides exactly like a normal car. So I'm excited to see if it will retain its ride quality once we take it to somewhere into the wilderness.
I will also say as a passenger that so far this is a very smooth ride. I mean, coming from driving an older car and driving our giant van, this is worlds different. Like, it is so smooth. Even going over any sort of bumps is very smooth. So far, so good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, while we're driving along here, I am going to talk about some of the features that we have in the car that kind of stood out to us. We are approaching kind of this test drive and this review based on how we would use this car, because we, as you guys know, we head out camping and adventuring in the backcountry quite a bit. So there are features on here that really stood out to us that we definitely want to share with you. Okay, if we look up here, first of all, I know this is like a small thing, but it's not something that we have in our current vehicles. You have your compass here, directions. So right now we're heading northeast. That's always a nice little feature in cars like this. And then if I come further up here, so right up here, you'll see two buttons, an SOS button and the Subaru Starlink button. So when you purchase your Subaru Outback Wilderness, you do get a 3-year subscription to Subaru Starlink. 3 whole years! Which is amazing. It's not an additional cost that you have to pay on top of the car. It's part of having this car. So that is definitely a feature that stood out to us because with most other vehicles that are similar to this, you'd have to actually pay extra for features like that. So definitely very cool.
Okay, so we just stopped at the first stop point and now we are getting Tia's first driving impressions.
Can we take this car home with us? This is so smooth, like so smooth. Like Andy said, the brakes are definitely a little more sensitive than what we're used to.
She's been slamming them the whole time.
I'm not slamming them, I swear. So far, I've had 1 notification of getting close to the line on the road, so that is definitely a feature that works.
Tell us a little bit about the terrain that we're driving in, because this is not just flat ground.
Okay, so right now we are driving on paved road, but it is really twisty and turny. So you can see here, like I'm going around a turn and I'm going relatively fast, about 80 kilometers an hour, and it's taking the turns really smooth. Not to mention that we are going uphill. This is mountainous terrain and it's just cool. And Tia goes slamming the brakes again. Just slowing down. If there is one thing we are always conscious of when we're on the road, it's charging our phones. And the Subaru Outback Wilderness comes with a wireless phone charger, making it really easy to charge your device. It also has an 11.6-inch infotainment display with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto.
Here is something super exciting that Tia was just pointing at. That's an NFC symbol. Guys, do you love connecting your car to Bluetooth? Probably not. It's usually a pain, but watch this. Go ahead, Tia. Oh, look at that. Are you sure you want to pair the Bluetooth device to Outback? Bam! And there you are, connected, super quick, super easy. That's a cool feature that, well, we don't have in our cars, obviously, but that's really awesome. Now play some tunes. Okay, now Tia, play some tunes.
Okay.
Look at that. That is so cool. And turn it up.
I don't need the chair. All right, so my phone is still connected to the car, and I did just get a couple of text messages, and what it does is it shows here new text messages to unread messages, and you can either go to your inbox or ignore it. So if I click inbox, it actually goes and shows me my message list, which I'm not going to click into because I don't want to show everybody my messages, but that is kind of a nice feature that we definitely don't have in any of our current vehicles.
Here's another cool feature that we found. The car literally tells you when you should get things maintained and what level it's at. For us who are not exactly the best on keeping on top of maintaining our cars, this is great. Now I can see when I need to take my car in instead of having to rely on just a ding.
Also, it's nice not having the oil change sticker on your windshield. I hate that. And then sometimes you try and take it off and it leaves residue.
So that's pretty cool. Now, a little foreshadowing there, this driving statistics button. I will be showing you this a little later because there's a really cool feature in there that you definitely don't want to miss if you plan on taking this into the wilderness.
All right, we're about 15 minutes out from the off-road course, and we're doing another check-in on thoughts on the drive in the Subaru Outback Wilderness.
So Tia and I were talking as we're nearing the end of the drive about our thoughts on the vehicle. And as we were going, I finally found a word that I think best describes the drivability of this car. And I like the word effortless. Everything you want to do in this vehicle is just done. There's no effort involved. You want to go uphill, it goes uphill. You want to go downhill, it goes downhill. Whatever you want it to do is just effortless. Tia, what do you think?
I would tend to agree. Yeah,
In
everything.
1 kilometer, turn right on Tatlock Road.
Oh, thanks, Carmen.
I would tend to agree. It is a very effortless car. It has all of the bells and whistles you need on-road and off-road. I don't really have anything more to add than what I've already said, other than this last 2 hours driving on the road has been like a fantastic time. We've had a great time in the car. It's so spacious too. Like up here at the front in the passenger seat, my feet are completely stretched out, and there's still more room in the front here. I'll even show you.
Now, you might think it's just because Tia is short.
Nope.
But it is not.
Like, look, my feet don't even go to the end here. I've got my
Turn right on
backpack.
Tatlock Road.
So it's like for long trips, it's quite comfortable sitting in this seat. And the same with the driver's seat as well. Lots of leg room to drive, you know, press gas and brake pedal. It does have powered,
In 5 kilometers, turn left on 7th Concession North.
Thank you, GPS. The driver's seat is power adjustable. The passenger seat is not power adjustable, which is pretty standard in most vehicles. But yeah, it's been pretty great so far. Okay, we just came like off. We're not at the off-road course yet, but we're off-road. We're on a gravel road, and we were gonna wait until the off-road course to like talk a little bit about driving off the road. And I just pulled out the camera and Andy was like, I thought you were gonna wait till we get to the off-road portion. And I'm like, I know, but the way this is driving is just shocking. And he goes, haha, get it? But anyway, I do want to say, like, I know I've probably said this word a billion times in this vlog, but I can't believe how smooth this drive is. Like, if my eyes were blindfolded right now and I couldn't see, I don't think I'd be able to tell that we are driving on a dirt road, like at all, because it is that smooth.
Seriously, just eats up all the bumps. We are at the start line of the off-road event. Let me show you right there in the... Wait,
Using our front camera.
Using our front camera.
We're also in the snow dirt mode, and this mode is going to be perfect for off-roading. Also a quick note about this front camera: when you're in snow dirt mode, it does time out sometimes, but the camera does not stay off above 40 kilometers an hour.
You mean stay on?
Stay on above 40 kilometers an hour.
Okay, so this is a long course. We're gonna be able to drive around this thing and really put this to the test. They said go over as many rocks as you want so that we can test everything out. One of the reasons why we can do this is the skid plates that comes as standard in these vehicles, at least for Canada. So there are 4 skid plates in total. It prevents any of this gnarly rock, branch, whatever it is, from puncturing any of the mechanics of your car from the bottom. Yeah, when you're parked as well.
True.
So Tia has the first shift of taking us through this. She is very excited.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do this.
Let's do this. The Subaru Outback Wilderness comes with Yokohama all-terrain tires which complement the all-wheel drive, and they also have 17-inch matte black painted alloy wheels to provide exterior styling. This vehicle also has the most ground clearance of all Subaru vehicles in their lineup. There's 230 millimeters overall ground clearance, and this allows for increased capability and protection when off-roading and represents a 10 millimeter increase over the standard Outback. So as we mentioned, we're looking at the driving statistics right now, and we're parked on a hill that is facing like downwards and also kind of tilted to the side, so you can actually see the gradient and the degree. We're at a 5-degree tilt to the left and a -7-degree downhill right now. So very, very cool features on this navigation panel. So we're about to go through our very first water crossing. It is a bit deep, and there is tips when going through water in general. So I'm going to tell you what those tips are after we actually go through this. Take a look. I said pause for a second, then go slow. Slow.
That's it, perfect speed.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Keep going, keep going. Oh my god, I don't think I've ever driven through such deep water.
That was cool. Wow.
That was way deeper than what I was anticipating. Very, very cool functionality there. I was not expecting to be able to go through such deep water.
We also are using the X Drive mode, which basically what it will do is it'll lock you at a speed when you're going downhill. So throughout all of that, I needed to go at a very consistent speed. I actually was not on the throttle at all. It just pushed itself through because when I was going down, I decided that that's how fast I wanted to go. And the X mode just took us through all the way, no problem.
Ready?
We are entering our second water crossing. This one has sharp rocks underneath. There was more instruction on this one, so Andy's taking it, but apparently it's gonna be a bumpy ride. Oh my goodness!
Oh yeah.
Oh my god! Ah! Go, 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 go. Ah. Oh my god!
So we heard,
Oh my god!
we heard the skid plate doing its job there. Definitely hit something underneath, and it. Thank God the skid plates are there, and now we're climbing this hill.
This is definitely an off-road vehicle. So for the last portion of our drive here, we have actually switched to, and I'm just gonna try and focus it, to the deep snow and mud mode. And that's because we're driving on gravel. Once we get out to the main road in about 4 kilometers, we are going to switch it back to the normal mode. So we've gotten to test all 3 modes here based on the different terrain that we've been driving. All right. So on our drive back, Andy asked me what is my favorite feature of this, and we actually both had the same favorite feature, which is the rails. Now these rails already come on the vehicle and they have functionality that you might not find elsewhere. First of all, the loading capacity on these, both moving and static, is really, really high. The static loading capacity is around 700 pounds, which means putting a rooftop tent on here and having 2 people sleep in it is not a problem. The other thing is that it is ready to have a rooftop tent, which you won't find on a lot of other vehicles, and that's because it has this ladder design. The last thing I want to point out, you have to come with me over here. So that last feature that I want to talk about is the hooks that are already on there, making it really easy to strap all your gear down or strap down whatever you're putting on the roof. So that is probably, from a camping, outdoor adventuring perspective, really, really handy, really useful. I mean, it's really hard to choose a favorite because there is so many cool features here, but that was one that definitely stood out to both of us. Last but not least, anywhere on the car that you see this copper accent, this anodized copper, these are basically spots for you to attach things. So you'll see the hooks are in the anodized copper portions of the rack. You'll see one back here. This is for towing, and you've got ones on the front of the car as well for towing or any other things that you might do on the front of the car.
All right, one of the first things that I saw about this is how long the car is. So I immediately thought, can I sleep in this? And the answer, I think, is yes. I've leaned the seats down, and Tia, if you go down a little bit, you'll see that it's relatively flat all the way across. So the back seats do fold down pretty much dead flat. Now I'm gonna climb in and try to lay down. Yep, I can lay down here 100%. Now again, it's kind of like the van. I suspect when Tia goes and closes the door, my feet will have to move. But good enough amount of headspace if I can find something to stick here, but I can, like, especially on the side, I can definitely sleep in here. Now Tia, do the magic and close the door and see if I'm right. Oh no! Okay. Yes, a little bit. Just a tiny bit. And perfect. So now, I actually never thought about this, but the fact that you can press the button, it means that no one needs to climb in this way. We can just get, like, sit up, press the thing, and lay down.
Real quick, last feature here. The material on these seats is, I can't remember exactly what it's made of. I will put it in the video though. But you can see that it's gotten wet, and this easily wicks and wipes away. I don't have a cloth with me, I'm just using my hand, and you can see how easily it just kind of cleans up. And this was on purpose because when you're outside and getting dirty, your car is inevitably going to get dirty too. So they've made the seats with this design and this material so that it's easy to clean.
The whole entire car is actually pretty stain resistant. Mats come standard. Actually, I will get you a shot of the pedals. They are actually metal, and in the back the liner is plastic. Everything is easy to clean. You won't feel bad about tossing a dirty bike in there or a dirty pair of muddy shoes in there like we have. Look at that.
Now that we've talked about all of the bells and whistles and awesome features, let's talk pricing. The Subaru Outback Wilderness pricing starts at $41,995, and it's available across all Subaru dealerships in Canada. It also comes in 3 color options, making it up to you to choose what you like best.
We just said goodbye to our Outback Wilderness, so I think it is time for the final roundup, or Andy and Tia's final thoughts. Yeah.
Okay, we didn't do a roundup when we got off of the off-road event or off-road trail. Let me just say, holy moly, that was an experience.
That was so much fun. Like, here, I know you can't see that because that's how much fun it is. It blew my mind, okay? The course itself was super well designed. It's about 45 minutes, and we went through some serious terrain. River crossings, rock crawling, rock gardens, like you name it, this course had it.
We really got to put the backcountry off-road features to the test, and they did not disappoint. You'll probably see it in the part where we go through some of the river crossings. You'll hear me saying, oh my god, what the heck, oh my god, because I honestly could not believe how deep we were in the water and how rocky it was and how well the car made it through.
I hiked some of those in order to get some of the shots you saw or will see. They were serious climbs, and some of them had double-digit gradients, like rocks chunks everywhere, and the wilderness just kind of rolled over them. The X mode really helped with going up and downhill in a controlled fashion, and when we were going through the water, it handled it beautifully. Honestly, that increase in suspension really helped smooth everything out, and the big fat tires did the same thing. I kept saying to Tia, this is like riding a fat bike versus riding a road bike. So if you are a bike person, that will make total sense to you.
Probably the biggest thing that I noticed on all of the kind of different terrain that we drove on today is how smooth the car is and how much traction it has.
Cannot be understated.
The suspension and the traction is out of control. It is like on a whole other level of what we've ever experienced, I think, in any car we have ever driven. It is just such a smooth ride. So smooth. And even when we were on like gravel roads with steep inclines, the traction was like, it was like a magnet, or like sticky. I don't even know. We did not slip even once.
Yep, there was no tire slippage, not even once. Probably thanks to the symmetrical all-wheel drive that is in all Subarus. I'm very impressed with this vehicle. It is I would say it is a top contender for the ultimate fun machine.
And a top contender when we need to replace one of our cars.
Seriously. Any more final thoughts, Tia? No? Maybe you'll come to us along the way, but for now, thank you Subaru team for putting this together and inviting us. You guys are the best.
And for all of you watching, if you do have any questions, please put them in the comments below. We'd love to answer them. We got to learn so much about the Subaru Outback Wilderness over the last 2 days, and if there's seriously anything that we missed, we will get you an answer, so let us know.
Yeah, so only one question remains. What color should we buy it in?